Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
And welcome to the last episode of Our City Tonight for the year 2023.
Oh, I can't believe the whole year has gone by so quickly. We've done so much, and we're staring 2024 in the face.
That's right. I know, time flies, doesn't it? And we were just here in July filming the opening night of the Parker Rooftop, which is where we are now. They haven't opened for the day yet. We're in here early, but Lita, what a great spot.
It is a great spot, and they also have a great winter dining as well out on the deck. It's all decked out with beautiful coverings and, well, it's all festive right now.
Yeah, that's true, but you can sit up there all winter, and of course, they'll take it down this coming summer. We're going to check out a lot of great things in the show. We're going to head out to Richmond, where we've not been, to film. That's all coming up in this edition of Our City Tonight. Well, for our last episode of the year, we are out at a wonderful spot called Cascades Casino Delta, in which you will find a great restaurant called Match Eatery and Public House. Told you we're getting out to the burbs more, folks. Last show of the year, I'm joined by Brad, Brad, it's great because you were on our show a couple years ago to talk about cocktails. You are settled in here beautifully. Your title here is what?
Yes, I'm the Corporate Beverage Development Manager for Gateway Casinos.
Very impressive, very impressive. Excellent. I knew I'd get some good cocktails when I saw you here at the restaurant today. It was a nice surprise. Okay, it's holiday season. This episode is airing right in the thick of the holidays. You've got 3 cocktails that you can get here at Match. Let's talk about them, starting with this one right here.
Sure, absolutely. This is a gingerbread sour, so take on a whiskey sour, just nice and refreshing.
Gingerbread sour, I like that.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we've got some bullet bourbon in this case, fresh lemon juice, and then a gingerbread syrup to balance it out. And it's finished off with a dehydrated slice of ginger. So nice and refreshing, and got that little bit of gingerbread spice on the finish.
That's really good. This is the one I'm going to try before we wrap this segment up. The holidays have got me into this kind of drink, which normally wouldn't be something I'd go after, but I'm really enjoying it.
Right, good stuff. So the espresso martini is popular. Sometimes people, especially in the holiday season, it's a busy calendar that we all have to manage. So this is one of the drinks that has a little bit of a shot of the caffeine via the coffee,
right.
Cold brew in this case. And it's a bit of a hybrid of that and using some eggnog for the season as well. Brandy is the base, a little bit of Kahlua in there. So you got a little bit of the kick that helps you going through December, and the eggnog that everybody knows and enjoys at home.
Very nice. Okay, our last drink, which is also intriguing to me, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, this one's called the Holiday Brambler. It's a bit of a riff on a cocktail called the Bramble, which is a classic cocktail. So this one has Smirnoff vodka in it, fresh lemon juice. We use Giffard blackberry syrup in that one, and it's finished off with a little bit of a dusting of a holiday spice mix that we make, and a fresh blackberry as well.
You know, we should mention too, the holidays will be over soon, New Year coming our way. Are you looking at something I often ask chefs and people in your position about making sure you don't get complacent with a cocktail list? I know you are very focused on cocktails in the time I've known you. Are you looking at changing things up over the period of the year, making sure we have seasonal cocktails depending on what time of the year?
Yeah, I would say in short, yes to all of the above. I've joined fairly recently and have a large scope at the beverage programming and cocktails in particular. I think it's so important to always be innovative and to be introducing new drinks and drink ideas. So we're busy at work trying to put together for the next calendar year in Match and our other brands what our beverage offering will be. So yeah, I look forward to rolling that out over time.
And do you keep because there are a number of locations in the company, do you keep the cocktail list fairly similar or exactly the same in all the ones, say, even if it's just BC?
Right, so company-wide in our casino properties, we do have some properties that have unique venues within them that aren't necessarily in all of the casinos, but for our major brands with Match and Atlas, generally we will have a lot of cohesion in our cocktail and menu programming in general. However, there may be an opportunity, an occasion where there's an opportunity to highlight something that's unique in the locale hospitality, and I look forward to finding ways to integrate that into the cocktail programming moving forward.
Excellent. We should say to our viewers too, we're sitting in your wonderful private room, which you can get for parties, I'm assuming?
It's very, very busy. Yeah, it's a little harder to get this particular one as the holiday parties are in flow. But yes, we generally have a lot of great options in our Match restaurants for private bookings.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to sample this, and then we're going to go from here out into the restaurant where I'm going to sample some food. But first, this. Ooh. Wow. I'll be wide awake at midnight tonight, but boy, that tastes good. Thank you, Brad. Good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise.
We're here in beautiful Whistler, and just a reminder to check out Brian Jessel BMW Magazine, where we have one of our columns.
That's right. You'll find it's one of the print versions of our TV show, and we're happy to be a part of that magazine. It is available now.
This segment is sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online.
Well, we're here in Whistler, of course, enjoying the holiday season, lead as we do every year. I hope our viewers don't mind. We self-indulgently look back at some of the favorite moments you and I have had. A lot of great interviews this year, but a couple stood out. Do you have a couple?
I definitely have a few from 2023 that I'd love to share again. Jennifer Robertson, she's a Canadian actress, writer, and comedian. Most of you have seen her face as a starring role as Jocelyn Schitt in the CBC Emmy Award-winning sitcom Schitt's Creek that had 6 amazing award-winning seasons. She was nominated for 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, winning 1, and 4 Canadian Screen Awards. We are so excited to welcome, finally, Jennifer Robertson to our city tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so glad. Well, our mutual good friend, Jessica, we'll have to do a shout out to. She said, you got to get Jennifer on the show. So I've been pursuing you, stalking you.
Not in an uncomfortable way. It was a friendly, very business-like stalking.
Yeah, I have to laugh because you're speaking of hair, and you talk about, you had to tease the crap out of your hair for Schitt's Creek, and you ended up wearing wigs. Did you know on Poshmark you can buy 2 for 1 Roland and Jocelyn Schitt wigs?
Stop.
Well, it wouldn't be an Our City Tonight Wine Festival segment without the guy beside us right now as we go to the main camera. Familiar face to our show, Harry Hirschcheck joins us. And Harry, it is great to be back yet again this year.
I think it's a commonly known winery. You guys have been around a long time. You can give us a little bit of history, but I love the fact that you were the first and only winery that was at the very first Vancouver International Wine Fest. That's good history. How long has Robert Mondavi been around?
Well, Robert Mondavi Winery was founded in Napa Valley in 1966. It was really the beginning of the new era of Napa wines as we know them today.
I am so lucky to be interviewing Pablo Prieto of Carmen Wines, Viña Carmen. Beautiful winery established in 1850. You guys have been around a long time, and I know in Canada, it's a very recognizable wine. So tell us a little bit about the history of this winery.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Lita, for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Well, and I had a couple that I really enjoyed, and here are my choices. What you're looking at is the video song for a great song called Last Call. It is written and sung and composed by our next guest, who is coming to us from one of my favorite cities on the planet. It is early morning there in Sydney, Australia. Great pleasure to welcome Greg Arthur. Greg, welcome to Our City Tonight.
G'day. Yeah, it is very early. You can see the luggage.
I love it when a jazz singer gets up this early. That's always wonderful. You know you're doing something right when a guy like Tony Bennett says, and I quote, "I love the way you sing. You have a fan in me, and the way you phrase it is perfect. Talk about your early days where you took lessons and guidance and had some wonderful mentors early on that led you to find your voice, which is very much uniquely yours.
Thank you. That's lovely to hear that. Thank you. Yeah, I had a great vocal teacher named Don Graydon, and he taught a lot of very good Australian singers. And he was a tenor, I think, early on, and sang at Covent Garden and all sorts of prestigious places. And a wonderful teacher with the grounding of classical music, operatic training.
Well, we've never done this with a returning guest, but what you're looking at right now is a bit of video we showed 2 summers ago when she first appeared on our show. What you're looking at is an author finding out her debut novel has become a bestseller. She joined us shortly after that in June of 2021. The reason we're showing you that is because she is back with us again to talk about her next novel, which has kept us awake for several nights, like her first novel, coming to us from Arizona. Welcoming back TJ Newman. TJ, welcome back to our city tonight.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on again. It's wonderful to be back with you, and I apologize for the sleepless nights.
That's a good thing. You have a great thing, speaking of dreams coming true, where you said, there's something insane about the fact I hopelessly fell short of my Broadway ambitions, yet I just hired and approved 5-time Tony Award-winning nominee Laura Benatti to narrate my second book, or that my main route as a flight attendant was LAX to JFK, and last month I had a Zoom meeting with a producer I remember serving chicken to in first class. So you know of what you speak.
Yeah. Well, those look like a lot of fun. Well, I was actually there, Jim.
You were there, actually?
They were a lot of fun, but we're looking forward to some great moments in 2024 as well.
And let's get back to our city tonight.
This segment was sponsored by the Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online. Sponsorship and other promotional considerations provided by Bosa Foods, authentic Italian, with 2 locations to serve you better. More information, go to bosafoods.com. This segment is sponsored by Angel's Envy Port Finish Bourbon. When other bourbons stop, Angel's Envy finishes.
Well, back here at the fantastic Parker Rooftop Bar here in the Executive Hotel. We were here opening night back in July. Been back here a couple times since then. And this guy's been with us a couple times this year. Adam Dumet is I love this title, Whiskey Guardian.
Whiskey Guardians.
For Angel's Envy. That's great. You know, I didn't want to tell you this before we went on camera, but I was walking up the street a couple weeks ago and I ran into a guy who says, I like your show. He said, when are you getting that whiskey guy back from Angel's Envy? And I said, he's coming on in December, which is what we're in right now, holiday season. Let's talk about some great cocktails with Angel's Envy that you can get here at the Parker and also enjoy during the cocktail holiday season. We've got one here. What are we about to sample?
Yeah, this is the Mr. Parker with Angel's Envy. It's a variation on a classic whiskey sour with some honey, egg white, walnut, and cherry. Perfect for the warming elements of this comforting time of year, and absolutely delightful. You're gonna cheers me first. Cheers.
Oh, that's very nice. And is this, although we'd like you to come to the Parker to try this, these are cocktails that can be easily made at home, right?
I'd say so. I mean, they're absolutely delicious. They look the best when they're enjoyed at the Parker, of course.
Yeah.
But if you come down here and enjoy one, maybe you'd get your bartenders to tell you the recipe. And
that's only fair. Yeah. Hey, we got to mention too before we move into the lounge for our second cocktail. Let's talk about you've got the Green Label Rye back for people, because I know a buddy of ours is a big fan.
Yeah.
And that's back and available.
I'm a big fan. Despite working for Angel's Envy, it is actually one of my favorite whiskeys that are available. It's our Angel's Envy finished rye whiskey that's finished in the rum casks. We had a great little sampling of it last year, and it did so well that we were able to be gifted with a with a pretty substantial amount to live in BC for a little while. So we're very excited about that for the holidays.
Just say, actually, for people that are getting into bourbon, I know Lita's been enjoying bourbon since, of course, her partner is a big bourbon drinker, but you kind of introduced her to Angel's Envy and bourbon. What would you suggest for someone who's just learning and trying some bourbon? What would be a drink you would recommend?
I think the best example of the way to learn a bourbon and its core values and its nuances is definitely the old-fashioned. Right. There's really not much to hide behind an old-fashioned. It's a little bit of seasoning with a little bit of sweetness, but a whole bunch of whiskey, especially bourbon, and it's the best with Angel's Envy, obviously, in my opinion. It's delicate, it's rich, it's bold, it's subtle and nuanced all at the same time.
Beautiful. Hey, we're going to go from the bar into the lounge and try another great cocktail from Angel's Envy here at the Parker Rooftop. Well, Adam DeMett and I have gone from the bar over to the lounge, Mr. Whiskey Guardian and I. We're going to talk about this wonderful drink, which I loved watching the making of, but let's do as we always like to do for our viewers. Tell us a bit about Angel's Envy. Great history, and really is making some great strides here in the city and across the country.
Yeah, everything's been going really, really well at Angel's Envy. If you remember the last time we spoke, we introduced our brand new master distiller, Owen Martin, who has just recently launched his first release from Angel's Envy, our limited edition cask strength.
Yeah, and of course, you said you got to try that. You got to head to Kentucky, Louisville. Not a bad trip if you're a bourbon connoisseur.
Yeah, it's definitely a great time down there.
And also that because of the popularity continues to grow, you've got a couple of the counterparts in other cities, which is a big step.
This is, I think, one of my most favorite things about Angel's Envy right now is I have a new whiskey guardian. We have a new whiskey guardian in Toronto named Lucas and a new whiskey guardian in Montreal named Laurent, and I couldn't be more thrilled to see this brand grow across Canada. It's just so exciting.
Which also says a lot too, because you and I have talked before about what a competitive market the bourbon market is. And so to really get that kind of notification, because there are a lot of great bourbons out there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many, and they're all so unique, and there's such great loyalty and appreciation and history with all of these brands that for us to be able to continue to grow and at the rate we're growing, not just in Vancouver, British Columbia, but now across Canada with the core of our port finished bourbon and our rum finished rye that's brand new to Canada, the sky's the limit and we're just so excited.
Yeah, and it's also a good accomplishment too to get people to switch, because bourbon and scotch and they tend to stay with what they've been drinking for years.
Absolutely.
So to get them to move over a bit. Okay, let's talk about this last holiday cocktail. As I said off the top, I loved watching somebody make this. Tell us what we're about to have and about the smokiness, which is key.
Yeah, the theater of this smoked old-fashioned style. This is called the Tomorrow's Problem, which is, I think, is just such a clever name. Let's live in the moment, enjoy it right now.
Right.
So this is their Tomorrow's Problem that's served with Angel's Envy and walnut in an old-fashioned style.
And how important, as I said, seeing the smoke element to it, how important is that for a drink like this?
I think it's brilliant. It gives such a great element of complexity, beauty of theater, and just gives you an extra reason as to why something is special and crafted and given that much extra thought and care.
I gotta try this, sir. I'm hoping you are too. Cheers. And you can smell.
It's tasty, right?
Yeah, it's a very.
It gives that extra touch of char that you get from that oak barrel.
This is just perfect for rainy nights, or if you're watching the rest of the country, mostly snow and logs burning briskly on the fire. Yeah, it's been really great having you on a number of times this year to introduce. You've got Lita now as a bourbon fan. She's off camera wanting to take this drink out of my hand. There'll be a small fight before we wrap things up here today. Anything new heading into January?
We're just excited to continue to craft the future of bourbon, and now that we have rye available in British Columbia, the new focus and the excitement is to get our rye into as many people's glasses, and perfect for the gift season.
That's excellent. More information, people can go to where?
You can go to 500main.com. That's where you get a lot of our insider information.
Okay.
Otherwise, angelsenvybourbon.com.
This is great, buddy. Great to have you on a December show during the holidays. Cheers one more time. This is a fabulous drink.
Great cocktail.
We also want to thank our wonderful friends at Executive Table Group here at the Parker Rooftop. We were here opening night filming, as you're looking at right now, and I've done a number of segments here. Thanks to Claire and Blake and everybody else on the team for letting us film here, and of course at Hedra and Alouette. But come check this place out too, because as we were just talking off camera, the patio is sheltered and enclosed, so you can enjoy this place all during the winter months and of course next summer as well. Thank you again, Adam.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Anytime.
This segment was sponsored by Angel's Envy Port Finish Bourbon. When other bourbons stop, Angel's Envy finishes.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this episode of Our City Tonight, taking a little break here in the Cabana Lounge at Hedra Restaurant to remind you, as we always like to do, to check out one of our dear partners, and they are Lita.
The Richmond Sentinel, where you can find news and interesting interviews with all kinds of people, including celebrities.
That's right. You can also find a couple of the columns that we do and a lot of stuff connected with Our City Tonight. You can also find them online, of course, print the old-fashioned way, but you can also find them online. The website is richmondsentinel.ca. Thanks to them, and thank you for watching. Well, we have moved from the really cool, cozy, private party room lounge area. We're in the restaurant right now. We've gone from cocktails to food. Brian joins me now, culinary
director.
Well, these guys got great titles. I love that. He's the guy to talk to. You know, you guys are really associated with sports.
Sure.
And so your thoughts were to put something together that could be kind of tied in with sports. You have an NFL menu, you said.
That's right. And we decided this year to try just a straight chicken wing menu. I mean, what goes better with sports than to have some chicken wings to go along with it?
That's right.
The one we're looking at here today is our dill pickle wings.
Interesting flavoring. Yeah, popular?
Very popular, actually. It rivals the hot wings, which is sort of the go-to.
Yeah.
But this one comes with a little side of dill pickle chips and some dill pickles as well, and sour cream for a dip.
Excellent. Now, I like this. I've not had this. Tell our viewers about this.
Well, this one,
delicious looking chicken burger?
Very popular. It's our Nashville hot chicken burger.
Okay.
And so we use fresh chicken breast and we bread it to order. It gets deep fried, and then it's tossed in a hot sauce that we make in-house.
Yeah.
Very traditional to its Nashville roots in Tennessee. Very spicy. You can ask for it a little spicier if you like.
Sure, okay, good to know.
And that's with our hand-cut fries. Comes with a little coleslaw on the bun as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fries. Very large-looking fries. You're not skimping out on that at all.
Yeah, fresh cut.
You're kind of one of your pillars of your menu is your burger. I've had your burger. Spectacular again. Tell our
Thank
viewers.
you. That's game, set, match burger, and it's really the cornerstone of our pub menu.
Yeah.
Smash patty. So we start with fresh chuck and literally smash it onto the griddle, salt and pepper. And beyond that, it's just simple. It's just good ingredients, all the fixins, lettuce, onion, tomato, and then a house-made mayo on a brioche bun. So it's everything you're looking for in a basic burger, and of course you can dress it up, add your cheese, add your bacon.
Sure,
You
yeah,
do it
yeah.
a couple different ways.
This looks like a very appetizing dessert here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's our newest dessert to the menu. It's a apple hand pie. So if you Google hand pie, you'll see something that looks like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's folded over with puff pastry and all the usual fillings that Grandma used to do, apples, cinnamon, butter, and that's filled with that. We serve it with a chocolate caramel sauce.
Okay.
And there's a bit of graham crumble on the plate, and we serve it side of vanilla bean gelato as well. So you can pick it up with your hand if you want.
You are, of course, involved in all the restaurants. We should mention a couple of the Atlas restaurants are part of this chain.
That's right. Atlas Steak and Fish is our premium offering and our steakhouse offering, and we've got 4 locations right now. We're looking to open a couple more in the coming year and a half. But that's the crown and our jewel.
It's interesting too, because when I've been out here, there have been sporting events on. You guys, that's really your bread and butter, pardon the pun.
Yeah.
Now, what happens? Football's got another month or so left.
Mm-hmm.
Are you often looking for more sports tie-ins with what you do food-wise?
We're
mixing up the menu.
We're a sponsor with the NFL offering, and so right now it's chicken wings, and that goes great with.
Nothing wrong with chicken wings.
That goes great with sports. And the NFL.
Excellent. Hey, it's been great to have you on. We just discovered your wife and I have known each other for 100 years.
Yeah, that's
fellow
fun.
broadcaster Jody Vance does the show on CHEK as well with Linda Steele. This has been great. I'm going to sample some of this food. One thing I want to try, because I'm intrigued by dill wings. I must try one on camera.
There we go. Yeah, it's been one of our most popular new flavors. Guests really react. And I like the fact that you get a little side of chips with it, so it's.
This is really good. I'm not a big dill pickle fan, but this is spectacular. And I've had them plain. I didn't dress it up with it. This is delicious. The wings will be going with me.
Ha.
Chef, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Good to see you here at a wonderful spot, folks. Come check out Cascades Casino in Delta, really close to the tunnel, if that makes sense geographically, at Match Eatery and Public House. Thank you, sir.
You're very
Pleasure.
welcome. Nice to meet you.
Closed captioning and other promotional considerations provided by Hamilton High Street Senior Residence, Richmond's newest senior living community.
Well, Jim, we're back here at the Parker Rooftop, one of our favorite spots. Only just opened this year, and just love it here. Beautiful. They've even got their deck decked out for people to dine and drink cocktails on the beautiful deck with a great view.
Yeah, all enclosed, so you can enjoy winters out here. And of course, summer warm weather comes along, they'll take that down. 3 patios here, by the way, at the Parker, and some great cocktails, as you saw earlier in the show. Hey, we have some people to thank, speaking of this place.
Oh, absolutely. From the executive table group. Thank you to our partners there, Claire and Mark and Blake. There's so many. I know I'm missing out on just the whole group there from Hedra, Alouette, and Parker Rooftop.
Yeah, we should also mention Seaside Provisions over in Lonsdale,
Love
the
them.
Shipyard District, and Freebird.
Freebird, yes, in Richmond.
Yeah, and where else? In Squamish.
In Squamish, which we haven't been to yet, so we're going to get there.
That is on the itinerary for 2024. Okay, listen, thank you for joining us again this year. I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins.
See you in 2024
Yay.
on Our City Tonight.
Should we do it? Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Cheers.
Don't forget to check out past episodes and individual interviews, all on the Our City Tonight YouTube channel. The Richmond Sentinel, providing news, entertainment, and human interest stories in print and online. While in Whistler, Our City Tonight stayed at the Blackcomb Lodge, serving guests in the heart of the village since 1980.